Oh, g'day there and welcome back to the Mad Monday podcast, brought to you as always by 4 and 20 Pies, a perfect at-home snack for watching rugby league. My name is Tino Fa'asua Manaiawi and I am joined in the Export Beer Garden studio by Chris Key. Good afternoon, Keezy. How you getting on?
Yeah, good, thanks, Mania. Getting pretty close to the tasty part of the rugby league season, isn't it?
Yeah, well, for a lot of teams, but
not for us, obviously.
Not for the Warriors.
I can't taste anything.
Except for a beautiful, beautiful 4 and 20 pie, which, by the way, if you're going down to Shaun Johnson's last game at Shaun Johnson Stadium, I'm going to be down there with a bunch of 4 and 20 traveller pies to dish out.
Really, at the front gate?
Yeah, at the front gate. So the legends at 4 and 20 have given me 50 of the long rectangle pies.
Wow.
I know you love those.
I do love those.
So the first 50 people to come down and find me there will get one of those.
What do you reckon the chances of them being genuine listeners of the podcast and just being people walking in the gate?
Look, the chances...
I reckon 1 out of the 50 will be a listener.
Yeah, I reckon. And I'm not going to hang around either because I also need to commentate the game. So
Right.
The first 50 people that see me are going to get one of the pies. I couldn't give a shit whether you listen to this podcast or not. But what I'm saying is, if you are listening to this podcast right now, you've got the heads up.
One thing I'm very disappointed about is we're down in Wellington tomorrow, Friday, for this beer festival.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, like, I could have been calling the game with you from Mount Smart away from Shaun Johnson Stadium, his last ever game.
Yeah.
The vibe there is going to be excellent. It's kind of like, out of all the games I could have missed, this is the one I shouldn't have missed.
Well, it's not too late for you to bin the... I don't know, what are you doing in Wellington?
Well, it's this thing that pays my salary that I have to go down there and do a live show. Pretty much, to be honest, get drunk responsibly, of course.
Yeah, but you could be doing that at Shaun Johnson Stadium.
Well, that's to be fair. Yeah, I could be surrounded by 4 and 20s and Export Ultras.
Yeah, I've got a few of them, 4 and 20s to dish out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you won't be there. I've called in Tony Lyle, who was like, he said it couldn't have happened at a better time for him because he was scrounging around to try and find tickets. Obviously sold out. So he's like, how the hell do I get into Shaun Johnson's last game? And then I texted him and I was just like, can you come and commentate the game with me? And he's like, there is a God.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, the rugby league gods just smiled on Tony Lyle.
Well, they smile on the Warriors, Mania, because I've been doing some thinking about this game. I've been doing a lot of thinking, and on the one hand, you've got an incredibly emotional affair. You know, you've got one of the greatest ever Warriors final game, potentially final game ever, because he's been pulling up rough after every game. Who knows if he's going to play next week against the Sharks?
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have the bye. The Warriors traditionally have not been getting up for must-win games.
No.
We were discussing this on our show yesterday, I believe it was. How are the Warriors going to get up for Shaun Johnson's last game when they couldn't even get up against the bottom of the table Eels and to keep their season alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like we need to learn to really actually step things up a level and play like it is Shaun Johnson's last game.
Yeah, you're right. We don't often stand up for like milestone games, when someone racks up 150 games for the club or, in the NRL.
The last milestone game we got up for was Jared Croker's 300th in Canberra. And we really got up for that one.
A year ago. Oh, we did though. We smacked them. So maybe we need to figure out who's having a milestone game for the Bulldogs tomorrow night and figure out how we're going to smack them.
Because it's just, and the other thing too you've got to keep in mind is when I look at the positive for the Warriors, and this could come through in our hunch later on, big forward pack. The Bulldogs don't have Max King. So their forward pack consists of, their props are Sam Hughes and Josh Curran.
Yeah.
They're not big fellas at all.
No, Sam Hughes I don't think most people would have known before this season.
Well, absolutely. And then the guys I've got coming off the bench, Bailey Hayward, Curtis Morin, Harry Hayes, and Jamin Salmon.
The weak-gutted dog.
Absolutely. So their forward pack is tiny, so it makes you think Adam Fanua-Blake, even Mitch Barnett through the middle, Marata Niukore, these type of guys, Jazz Tevanga, should be able to punch through and score tries in the centre. However...
Or at least easy meters.
Yeah, exactly. However, when they played, who was it that they played? The Broncos, who have a big forward pack, Payne Haas, Carrigan, they did that thing where they just threw it around out to the edges, and that's how they smoked them.
Yeah.
And also, they've recently officially become the top-rated defence in the NRL.
Yeah, they allow the fewest tries per game.
So I just don't know.
No, I know. The Bulldogs I've been saying for the last few weeks that they're my second team, like once we're out of the finals. And maybe this is the passing of the torch over to the Bulldogs, but you're right. They have hit a rare vein of form at the moment. Like they are absolutely flying, but also on defense, they're stingy. I think if I was going to try and silver linings this for our team, it's what you said before. It's our forward pack is more or less healthy.
Yes.
With the exception, Tohu Harris would be the only person who, if fit, would make that starting run on side.
Yeah.
In the forward pack.
We've got Wade Egan back.
Backline's looking as healthy as it's been in a long time. Shaun Johnson and Luke Metcalf is who we thought were going to be our halves pairing for most of the season. You know, we got Montoya back on his wing. We got DWZ back on his wing. This team almost looks...
I love that we've got a full strength team without Tohu.
This team almost looks... It looks as good as it has looked this season.
If you had Dylan Walker where Dimitrik Sifakula is on the interchange and Tohu Harris there, this is the team we had at the start of the season.
That we thought we were coming into the season with.
Yeah, maybe with an extra little Bunty R4 who's been dropped of recent weeks. But this is, like, if we can't beat them, and we beat them last time we met at, we played in New Zealand too, didn't we? It was a close game, but we did manage to beat them, and it was using our big boys up the middle. So if... I don't know, man. I can't pick this game at all.
This game actually breaks my heart. A lot of people have been asking me about it. I want to think that we're going to get up for this, and maybe it's battered dog syndrome, but I just feel like I can see us getting choked out in the first 20 minutes, and then, it doesn't really...
Well, no, we'll come to life with 10 minutes to go when the game's way out of reach.
Yeah.
Like we did against the Eels.
Yeah, cut the deficit to 14.
What I don't want is a situation I'm very familiar with the Warriors where you just feel like I just don't want to sit there feeling bad for Shaun because it's his last game at home and this is what we provided. You know what I mean? The fans are going to be massively getting around the team no matter the result, which is great. So they're going to get in behind. We can be getting pumped 80-0 and the stadium will still be full at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because we want to applaud Shaun Johnson and what he's done for the club. But, God, I hope the players can step up.
The atmosphere is going to be sick when when he runs out onto the field, when they announce him. Because, they go through and they announce each player.
That's right.
Player by player. When they get around to Shaun Johnson, the place is going to go nuts. I'm a little confused as to what we're expected to do as fans. I saw some people trying to say, at the 7th minute, everyone's going to do a standing ovation. Some people are trying to say the 77th minute until the end. Do we do a
3-minute standing ovation?
3-minute standing
and
ovation.
In the middle of that, there's a penalty. Someone challenges it.
We lose the game.
We lose the game massively.
And the fans are just up on their feet. I don't know. I'm a little confused as to what's expected of me while I'm out there.
I think renaming the stadium to Shaun Johnson Stadium is a good one. Are there any Shaun Johnson final game merch available?
Oh, that'd be the go. I guess
that's something that you could buy and would actually be a nice thing to have.
Well, I know because I was saying this on the Monday show, and I even said this. I was talking to Jeremy Wells earlier this week.
Regular Monday, not Mad Monday.
Oh no, the Mad Monday.
Oh yeah,
the Mad Monday show. I was just saying it just seems like lip service renaming the stadium.
100%.
Like you actually haven't renamed the stadium. What's actually changed? Because the sign out the front won't say it.
No.
Maybe if you got printed tickets, but who does that anymore? So
True.
What have they actually done?
Actually, like a traditional stub of a ticket that says Shaun Johnson Stadium would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I think if you're Shaun Johnson, you got to go and get one of those. But I don't know what they've actually done. When they put that, it's just a massive PR move, and then I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." I was like, "Yeah."
So what else can they do though?
Yeah, I don't know.
A limited run of jerseys.
Yeah, somehow, that would be sick.
Like, I don't know if you could have his face on an NRL jersey, but just some cool retro design T-shirt with Shaun Johnson.
I'm sure they've got some plans for the game. You know when a player racks up their 300th game and they put the extra zero on the 30-metre line? Something like that,
Yeah.
I think, I'm sure they've got something up their sleeve, and I'm pretty excited to see it when we do get out there. I'll tell you who would be pretty disappointed, though. Jazz Tavanga. Can't get a stand named after him? Or?
Well, I was about to say, I'm excited for Jazz Tavanga Stadium as well, but this is our final home game. That is such a shame, isn't it? And the guy that we've brought through, Aaron Clark,
Oh, yes, that's right. Big news. Big signing news yesterday that we've signed Aaron Clark for next year.
He comes off and you mentioned it in the group chat, he is literally a clone of Jazz Tavanga because he comes off the bench, he can play in the front row, but he's also a hooker.
Yep.
He's the son of Timapata Clark, Silver Ferns, so, he's got the pedigree there, but he also has a huge attitude. And I can see him giving away penalties for the Warriors, but I can also see him punching up great meters and being huge impact off the bench.
I said in the group chat that he doesn't have quite the game-breaking Not that Jazz Tavanga had a massive game-breaking ability, but he doesn't quite have that part of it where he can G the boys up, but he also doesn't have the brain explosion. He's right in the middle of the Jazz Tavanga bell curve. So he kind of... and he's just another one of those players who could play just about anywhere. I think he played for us like 5 years ago, and then he went over to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Where he became, and I've always described Aaron Clark as the final boss of Gold Coast scaffolders. Once you've beaten all the other Gold Coast scaffolders, you then got to fight Aaron Clark. He's like, remember when they made the GC?
Yeah, I remember the GC.
Yeah,
It's the first thing I thought of, yeah.
Was he on it? If he wasn't, maybe that's why it stopped. But yeah.
I could see him over there chatting up all the aunties.
Oh, hard out, Neff.
Neff, that's right, God.
So he'll be back. Oh, his mum's just signed to coach the Stars in the ANZ Premiership.
Hey,
next
how
year.
cool's that?
I know.
So they're both going to be operating out of South Auckland.
Yeah, cut the umbilical cord, bro. What are you doing?
Mummy's boy. So that's to his face.
Nah, I won't.
So that's our first major signing. I mean, I didn't get super excited about it, but I guess it's cool, and it might be one of those situations where he comes here and has one of his best ever seasons because we might put him in a starting role.
I think he'll be beloved. Well, I mean, the way that our team's been going this year, you know, Dylan Walker, he's basically another Dylan Walker.
What? He's got more mana, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like incoming mana between him and James Fisher-Harris is pretty good.
Yes.
We just like ordered a big shipment of it.
Wholesale mana changes.
And that's coming over from, and the headquarters of that is at the Gold Coast. For some reason, they've got to ship it over.
Yeah. It's Marty Martin back into halfback next year. Anyway, we're getting a little bit too ahead of ourselves.
Think Cleary?
Nathan?
Jet?
Nah.
We're just going to give him the keys, man. Do the Luke Galvin. Just give him Lachlan Galvin?
Lockie Galvin, yeah.
Just give him the keys. What's the, Blaze Talangi, give him the keys.
I don't think Blaze Talangi's got the keys.
No, he doesn't.
But even if he does, they're second from the bottom of the table.
Hasn't he signed? Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean, though? These players, it's not Lachlan Galvin's fault that the Tigers are bottom of the table.
No,
it's the rest of the team's fault because he has played bloody well.
He has.
So I reckon we just do it. Because to Marty Martin, who is the man,
yes,
I don't think he's great. He's not great. He's good.
Yeah.
He's not what we need if we're going to do some damage in this competition.
What have you seen from Jet Cleary to indicate that he is, aside from his last name?
Well, that's the only thing I've seen. I couldn't even point him out of a lineup. No, I don't even know what he looks like.
Nah, in fact, if you showed me a framed photo of the Cleary family, I couldn't point him out.
Yeah. All I know is his name is Cleary and his first name is Jet.
Yeah. Man, did Nathan miss out there?
Nathan.
Yeah.
And then I haven't had a bit of fun with the second one. But anyway, yeah, this weekend's game.
Score prediction. Friday. How do you think this is going to go tomorrow night? I don't want it exact, but like...
Let me just look at the weather here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just cloudy, so we won't lose.
Wow.
That's
not...
that's one less factor.
We've lost a lot of games in the sunshine.
14. Yeah, we're 1 in 14 in rain, though. But we're 1 in 12 in sun. So it's not raining, which I think is a good thing. I can see... I think the Bulldogs are going to win. They're travelling. They're coming to cold as Auckland in the middle of winter. They've still got everything to play for. They want to be higher and they want to reach the top 4.
I'm just bringing the ladder up now. They are 5th and they are on 32 points. So, yeah, with points diff, that would, if they spank us tomorrow, they'll be in the top 4.
Well, that's the thing. So the top 4 is very much within reach, and that is something that teams genuinely want to aim for. So they have better matchups.
And the second bite at the cherry if you lose.
The other thing, too, is their defence is excellent, best in the competition, and we've struggled to generate points. So it's like, put those two together, what do you get?
Yeah, so I saw on Monday there was like someone did average tries scored, average tries conceded, and so Bulldogs were the lowest in average tries conceded, 2.6. We're about middle of the table for tries scored.
Right.
So we're not bad, but we're not great.
So we're not bad.
And unfortunately, the thing that's happened to us, we're quite down there for like allowing points.
Yeah.
The Titans game did, skew that stat for us a little bit. But the thing that the Bulldogs have found in the last few weeks is scoring tries.
Yes, they have. It's like Ciraldo went, okay, we've figured out a defence, now let's start attacking.
So I'm going to switch his lights off in the coach's box.
Yeah, we've got the light switch. Are you with Di? You're not?
No.
Would you do it?
Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, of course.
You don't think that we'd get kicked out?
I don't think
and
so.
And never be able to commentate on Mount Smart ever again?
No, I know that Mount Smart won't listen to these podcasts. Sorry, man, had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that it was, just come in and flick the light. Sorry. And did it happen immediately after they had a stone cold knock on and then the camera panned round to Cameron Ciraldo and he had the lights off and then I flicked them on so that everyone could see him? Maybe.
Or even I'd be stoked with just one little on-off. That's it.
Yeah.
Just like a recognition that we have the power here.
Yeah. And if we wanted to, we could bring you to your knees.
So I'm going to go 30 points Bulldogs to like 10 to Warriors.
Oh, 10.
But I'm doing this in a way where I want to watch this game and be fucking surprised when the Warriors get up massively for Shaun Johnson.
You want to be wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've been picking the Warriors to win, and every time they lose, and every time so that's what my gut says.
I do think that the one thing that the Warriors have struggled with this year is when they get down, it doesn't seem like there's something or someone to turn them around behind 100%. The post.
Because the first 10, 15,
we're fine.
We're sick.
Then that last sort of 15 minutes of the first half, we fade off, and it's like, who's going to stand up and get everyone on the same page and humming again? If it has to be Shaun Johnson's last game at home. I don't know. I think it could be. I think this could be closer. The line at the TAB is about 5.5.
Right.
So I don't mind that.
What are the actual Wars paying just to win?
$2.55. But the problem with that is they would have started out at about $5 and just been smashed in by everyone on the Shaun Johnson buzz this week. So I don't know.
Plus.
All right. Yeah, I'll lock that in as well. All right, let's take a quick break and we'll come back and we'll talk about Supercoach. Welcome back into the podcast. If you're keen to join the ACC team for a massive rugby league weekend in March of 2025, you can text Vegas to 3236 to book your spots. Supercoach, Chris, I think for most people they've pivoted to overall stats now.
You certainly have.
As opposed to head-to-head.
Yeah.
It's so tough this end of the season because trades are dwindling. A lot of people's head-to-head matchups are over.
And the
players are going to get rested in the next few weeks.
I guarantee you, if you've got Jerome Hughes, Harry Grant, Munster, guys like that, or even Brian or guys in those top teams, now that Melbourne have officially, if they win this weekend, I think they might have sewn up the
top
minor
4.
Premiership.
Oh, yeah. Shit, really?
Yeah, because Melbourne, because they beat the Panthers.
Yes, they're on 40. Yes, so if they win this week, they cannot
pretty
be
much
caught.
sewn up. Yeah. And so I think I've only got Harry Grant as my starting hooker and Jaden Braley. So I think next week, if you do make it to the finals of your head-to-head league, it's going to be super tricky. And also the Tigers are on the bye. So if you've got like Lachlan Galvin, for example, or Fainu, like these guys that everyone's got, it could be trouble there. But I just have to make a note for next year and just say, Chris, come into the last part of the season with 10 trades up your sleeve. Because every year I blow my load early. I blow it early, Mania. Early.
I've heard that. I've been all right for trades. I just got done in the head-to-head in the last couple of weeks despite having led our fantasy league for most of the year. I guess the biggest issue this week for Supercoaches is what do you do with Nathan Cleary?
What are you doing?
I've got Matt Burton sitting in there right now.
In the halves, because he's both,
In the halves, he is halfback and 5'8".
How many trades you got?
I don't feel great about it. I have 2 trades left. That was the one that I've made so far this week.
Okay. So you've gone Matt Burton in.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't feel great about it. I'm not. I don't think that's where I'll fit.
The Warriors
finish.
at Go Media for Shaun Johnson's last game. There's every chance he could have a shitter.
There's every chance he could absolutely kill us.
He could put 150 on it. See, and because just looking at the most traded in stats, they send out an email.
Yeah.
NRL Supercoach do. And I think the most traded in person is Daly Cherry Evans at 18.8%.
Seagulls have the Tigers.
So they have the Tigers tonight, which obviously the bottom team on the table, so could absolutely light them up. However, I am going Sam Walker.
Yeah?
Now, partly this is because if I do beat Di Henwood in our head-to-head league this week, I move to face Isaac from Hodaki, who's got a stacked team, and he's got Sam Walker. And I've just decided, don't try and pod against it. I just get Sam Walker in because the Roosters...
This is what we were trying to tell you about Angus Crichton last week.
The Roosters play the Titans, and then they play the Raiders, and then they play the Rabbitohs. That is such an easy run. He is goal kicking for them. They could, even if they run up 10 tries and he doesn't get a single try assist, he's still got to kick 10 goals. So
100%.
My thing with him is I just think goal kicking half, go for it. Other people are going for Daly Cherry Evans, as mentioned, because they are playing the Tigers. He doesn't goal kick. A lot of the tries come through Tom Turbo, and Garrick's the goal kicker. So you can flip a coin for them, but I think Sam Walker has the highest chance to go like 150 on any given day.
Yeah, I do too. But he also has the highest chance to go like 34.
Oh, 100%.
It's wild because they'll have these games where they score a bunch of points and he... And the other thing is, I've resisted Sam Walker for so long, I can't bring him in this late in the piece,
I should have brought him in mid-season.
Everyone should have.
Cleary went down. Half the people did, and the other half didn't. I didn't.
The first time, everyone should have done it.
Yeah. So,
jeez, do you bring Shaun Johnson in?
But they've got the bye in round 27, and he probably won't play next week if they win. That is I mean, look, sure, that's a huge I love the Warriors play, and I want to dedicate this to Shaun Johnson play.
Hey.
I'd do it if I was you because I'm out of the running.
I know he's got his own podcast. He's probably not listening to this one, but if he does, this one's for you, man. This one's for you, Shaun.
Do it for Manukaz, man.
I'm bringing you in. I guess the other one is, if you had a bunch of trades up your sleeve, the power move would be to go Ponga to Turbo if you have to win a head-to-head matchup.
What's Turbo against the Tigers going to do that's better than Ponga against the Rabbitohs?
I think Turbo could go massive.
The Rabbitohs are shite house. I think you need as many Knights as possible in your team.
I don't think the Rabbits are as shit as the Tigers.
They're both very shit.
They're very, very shit.
I think the difference is that Manly are a genuine top 4 chance, whereas the Knights are struggling to make the 8. So their attack's better. So they're going to have more opportunities to click.
Maybe.
But yeah, look, mine's just...
That's a massive luxury trade, by the way.
Yeah, huge, yeah. So mine's just Sam Walker in for Nathan Cleary. Who are your wingers, by the way?
Me, I have still a bunch of them. Dom Young, Garrick is in there for me.
Same, yep.
Val Holmes, who's on the bye this week, which means one of my either Sam Stone Street or Burbo's going to get a run there.
Far out.
I do have another trade though, so I think one of those guys is going to go to I don't know who have you got?
So I've got Garrick and Dong Yum, but I went full night, so I've got Marju and Gagai.
I just got rid of Marju, yeah.
And Marju scored 74 and Gagai scored 96 last week. So they both, and Ponga, they all combined to get me up through my quarterfinal into the semis.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't realise, I've still got Jermaine Asako, who I really want to get rid of, but I'm out of trades now.
It's too late, I think, yeah.
I brought Isaac Tungo in because when Cleary's back, his scores go through the roof. And when Cleary went down, I didn't think about it. That Tungo's going to be shit now as well.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much not going to play for the rest of the season for me.
I think you're stuck with him. So then, what do you do then? If you had a trade, who would you go?
If I had a trade, I think I'd go Lomax just because the Dragons are fighting for the top 8. They can't afford to rest anyone. And I believe their run is quite good as well. Just having a look here. They have got the Sharks this week, so it might not be that great, but then the Eels and then the Raiders. So, and he's goal kicking for them. So if I could bring someone in, it'd be Zach Lomax.
You've convinced me I'm bringing him in.
Oh, shit.
So I've now got Shaun Johnson and Jerome Hughes in my halves, which means when Jerome Hughes gets rested, I have no halves. But
did you already have Hughes?
It's just a matter of faith. Yeah. Yeah.
Far, that's huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
That's huge.
So if you had to fire a shot this week, who would be your big pickup? If it's like do or die, your team's on the line, you need to try and beat a player.
Well, I'd look at their team first. Zach Lomax is the one I've just mentioned. But I also just a pod winger on a gun team. Like, Brian To'o is not very high owned. Like not many people are on him. Who else is hot? Kyle Felt. Oh, they got the bye this week. But he's still like right up there in terms of the top try scorer in the comp, Yeah. Or if I really wanted to fire a shot, and I hate this dude, I hate him, Jason Saab.
88 points last week.
Because he could score 12.
Yep.
And be a pathetic tackler and run piss weak every time he gets the ball. However, he could score 4 tries against the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, he could.
And you could have Garrick, you could have Turbo, you could have the Saab 9000.
Yep. And
you could be watching them put on an absolute score. So and he's probably a pod as well.
And he swallows up loads.
He does, actually. The old Saab.
How many other Wiggins can say that? All right, good luck to all of you who are still...
captains.
Yep. Oh, yes, captains. I think for me, I am going to, having said all of that about dropping Ponga in that, I think...
Who's your fullbacks?
Ponga and Tedesco.
So you're not going to go Teddy against the Titans at 4 p.m. in the afternoon?
Oh, when is it? Saturday.
Sunday. So you can captain him and vice captain. You can't vice captain Ponga though because they're both fullback.
No, that's okay. I'm going to fuck the loop up anyway. And vice captain Shaun Johnson.
Oh, wow. Really going in on SJ. You know what you should do is captain him.
Oh, the ultimate show of loyalty. I captain Shaun Johnson.
You won't do that.
I've done it.
No, come on, man. You're just being stupid now, man.
No,
I'm all for having fun, but that's just stupid.
I'm captaining SJ. You're all going to see it on Monday. What about you? Who are you going to captain?
Well, I'm going to play it safe. I don't love SJ as much as you do. But I'm just going to go Tedesco against the Titans. Dye has got Tedesco against the Titans as his captain.
And you're facing him?
I'm facing him, so I thought maybe I could flip it round and go Ponga v the Rabbitohs, because that way it's like head-to-head, whichever fullback scores the best.
Yeah.
But I've decided, actually, let's just cancel each other
out. Yeah. We'll win it somewhere else.
That's right.
Which means you're in for like a 20-point win or loss.
That's right.
It'll be heartbreaking.
And then there'll be like you'll be winning, and then there'll be a count back, and then you'll lose, which has happened to me a couple of times.
Yep. Happened to me a couple of weeks ago.
And to be honest, vice captain, I'm just going to whack it on Garrick tonight.
Yeah.
Because if they score a shitload of tries, he should get a few points. So.
And if not, then you lose nothing.
Exactly. Lock it in.
Let's take one more quick break, and when we come back, we're going to put a hunch down on the TAB. It should come as no surprise to you, Keezy, that the TAB are wrapped all around Shaun Johnson tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, doesn't it? And to be honest, it's genius because people are it's like their last chance to bet on Shaun Johnson.
That's right. So, and this year, the TAB has made a lot of money off Shaun Johnson.
A lot of my money.
Lost a lot of it last year, to be fair. So underneath the power plays, where the normal power plays are, there is now a segment that just says Shaun Johnson power plays. And so I'll run you through them. You tell me when you want to stop, and we'll use that as our hunch for this week.
Oh, wow, there is two.
I think we need to start it around the... we're going to start the bidding at around $3.50 here. $3.50. Shaun Johnson, 100-plus running meters. I can't see that happening. I don't think he's running for 100 metres.
No, he hasn't done that in ages.
Shaun Johnson to force 2+ dropouts. I like this one.
Yes.
He hasn't forced a lot this season. I think there was one last week.
And also, but like when we get down into that pressure area, the most we can do is just kick it. Yeah. Although not a lot of our kicks have been ones where we're then chasing through and forcing a dropout. It's usually ones that are like 10 metres out from the line and not really and kind of contestable, but...
The next one excites me. Shaun Johnson to make 1+ line breaks. So he just needs to break the line once. Now, this is coming from if we win, how do we want to win? Would there be anything more exciting than Shaun Johnson bursting into the backfield and us putting $350 into the ACC kitty because of it?
Just one line break.
One line break. He just needs to poke his nose through.
I mean, I like that.
Another couple of options. Shaun Johnson to score more tries than Toby Sexton.
I forgot Toby Sexton starting for them. I don't think. I like the fairy tale of Shaun Johnson scoring a try at Mount Smart. One thing I've noticed about Shaun Johnson, he loves a hero play. So he will have in his head, I would love to score a try at Mount Smart one last time. He is going to be trying to do that.
What about, yeah, absolutely is. All 13 players on our side of the field and probably half a dozen on the other will be looking for that as well.
Yeah.
What about Johnson first or last try scorer? Because picture it's been 70 minutes and Shaun Johnson hasn't scored. They're doing everything they can for him to score, right? I think if he scores, it's the last.
Shaun Johnson just to score the last match try is $15, and you can see like the game's over, we've lost. Like this, heaven forbid, right? Well, we're losing.
Yeah.
The game's over. We switch it on in the last 10 like we always do. We run in a few tries, and then they wait there for Shaun to come over, throw him the ball, and he scores it. Do you reckon that would happen?
I can see it. Let's get on it.
I reckon that's so risky.
Yeah, that's why they're paying $15.
You don't think we should do something about our big forwards smashing through their little blokes?
Any other week of the year, yes.
Right, okay.
Shaun Johnson's last game.
Yeah, okay. And you're never going to have Shaun Johnson power plays available ever again, are you?
No. So I think for $10 to give us the second bite at the cherry, Shaun Johnson first or last. So then we got 2 chances to win that.
Yeah.
And we're only giving away $5 in odds. We put $100 on. That's around $1,000, and that means we pay it out.
Yep.
Final thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. I've just seen Shaun Johnson to score a try between the post, $11. That is so specific.
Between the post. I'd want more than 11 if I can get first or last. All right, we're going to go first or last. That is our hunch for this week. Follow along responsibly. I'm placing that bet right now on the TAB account of the ACC. And that'll do us for the podcast this week. Enjoy watching Shaun Johnson's last game ever at Mount Smart Stadium. And if you're at the game, come and find me before the game for a free pie. Enjoy watching it, Chris, down there in Wellington. And otherwise, we'll see you guys on Monday for another episode of the Mad Monday podcast.
See ya.